We got a lot going on this week. Children's Book Week, Free Comic Book Day month, and of course, new comics. Thank you to everyone who came down to Free Comic Book Day this weekend. Thank you to all of our guests, all of our wonderful customers. It was a great time. I think everybody loved it. And when you come down here, you're going to be shocked because the place is still cleaned out because we have not had time to get this place back in order. But if you came down for the first weekend, you should have one of these bad boys, one of the passports. Starting this Saturday, you can come in to get more goodies. This Saturday is last year's Free Comic Book Day books and leftover Halloween books. Now, when you come in, you get this stamped, you're eligible for the next week. Come in the next week, you're eligible for the next week. You miss a week, you can't get the rest of them. No exceptions, so don't even ask. Except if you're a saver. If you're a Savings Club member who signed up by December 31st of last year, you can come any of those weekends whenever you want, and you don't have to worry about a stamp. You don't have to worry about missing a day. So that's coming up. There'll be more info on the website and on Facebook. We also have Children's Book Week. It's from now through the 10th. We got a couple deals going on. One, if your kid decides to draw a 1-page or more 8.5 by 11 comic book, bring it in and trade it in for select titles. So that's neat. It gets them drawing, gets them creating, and it gets them a free book to read afterwards. Also, 25% off for children. So bring your kid down. Kid must be with you, and we can take care of you. It's kids and teens, so don't forget that on the 25% off and the 1-page drawing. So into the books this week. Spidey keeps plugging along. More Ramos. I like to give the updates on that because so many of you, I don't know how you do it, but you're collecting only the Ramos issues. So you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5 and 6, and pick it up again at 7. That would drive me nuts. Spider-Woman. We had a Spider-Woman in here this weekend manning the Free Comic Book Day room. Spider-Gwen. We were talking about which was our favorite Hulk earlier, and I thought it was Maestro until Jacob brought up Mr. Fix-It, and I think it does have to be Mr. Fix-It. That was such a great era. Convergence. Got removed from my top 3 this week by Secret Wars. You guys can tell me if you think I'm right or wrong on that. I am a little biased in the Marvel tradition, but this one has a lot of Warlord in it, obviously a lot of Earth 2 continuing, but it was fun to see the Warlord and the Demos stuff. Now I picked a few Convergence titles because there's so many. We're on the second wave, which means these are all number 2s of the stuff I've already shown you, so I picked my favorites. Harlequin. Did you guys see her with the new pictures for the Suicide Squad? People are loving or hating it. I'm kind of indifferent. The Question, Rucka, and Montoya, how can you go wrong? Superman, this had the Flashpoint Superman in the first one. It was really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Cassandra Cain. And I brought this one because that is just, that's so much fun. Wonder Woman 77. And it's just a standalone. You can get it. You don't need anything else. The art is really neat too. And it's going to be way better than that Finch book that's out now. Rocket Girl, we've been waiting a while for this. It's a story about a young cop. The cops are teenagers in the future. Young cops comes back in time to stop some. God, it's been so long since I put it out. I'm trying to remember what she's trying to stop. I believe it's another criminal who's come back in time. I need to go reread my issues. But it's set in the 80s, which is neat. It's a lot of fun watching her run around back in that time period. Kanan, this deals with after the events in Clone Wars. It sets the stage in the future after they're on the run in the Rebel era, and then goes back when Order 66 was executed, so we can see what he was doing with his Padawan and how he got to that point. No Mercy, Lord of the Flies, essentially, with kids down in South America. God Hates Astronauts. If you haven't read it, you need to pick up the trade. It's fantastic. Feathers. The trade's going to be coming out. I'm going to order pretty heavy on it. If you guys haven't tried it, I really recommend this. Really fun story, really neat artwork. It's all ages, but it's not just for kids. You'll enjoy it. Kind of a steampunky, mystic, medieval type adventure all mixed together. Descender, don't need to say much. Look at those two. Wen and Lemire, how can you go wrong there? Cluster, I've really enjoyed this one. It's a sci-fi prison planet. Prisoners have 24 hours to get back to the compound once they're outside of the compound to do work. Of course, they get stranded. One of them is a senator's daughter, so you got all kinds of politics going on back on Earth. You've got the monsters that they're fighting. It's really a good book. And the new Valiant, Dead Drop. So don't forget, Children's Book Week is coming, as well as I'm blanking, the Free Comic Book Day month. We'll see you guys in the shop.